Hello and welcome. This is Notibot ENG. I'm your anchor, Name, bringing you a recap of today's top news stories from around the world. In a critical development, tensions between Iran and its neighbors continue to escalate. The European Union have been pushing for a say in the conflict, but their efforts have been met with resistance. Meanwhile, the United States has taken a hardline stance against Iran, imposing maritime restrictions and mobilizing naval vessels. We'll break down these stories and more, providing you with an update on the latest developments in this volatile region. As the conflict in Ukraine continues to escalate, many are now wondering if Europe's role in the broader Iran crisis was just a footnote. Europe's efforts to address Iran's growing presence in the Middle East have hit a roadblock. A proposed British-French plan aims to secure the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway connecting the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Sea. The plan, which was first floated in 2019, had been touted as a way for Europe to assert its influence in the region and reduce its dependence on U.S. military power. However, despite months of negotiations, it remains stalled. Tehran and Washington are still calling the shots, with Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei dismissing European efforts as ineffective and inadequate. The U.S. has also been reluctant to cede control to Europe, given its own interests in the region. The stakes are high. Control of the Strait of Hormuz is essential for global oil supplies, with over 20% of the world's crude passing through the waterway every day. A disruption to the flow would have far-reaching consequences for the global economy. European diplomats claim that their plan would provide a more stable and secure environment for the region, while also reducing tensions between Iran and its regional rivals. However, Tehran has shown little willingness to compromise, with analysts suggesting that it is using the crisis as an opportunity to assert its dominance in the region. The stalled talks have raised concerns about Europe's ability to project power and influence in the Middle East. The plan's collapse highlights the challenges facing European diplomats who seek to navigate the complex web of interests and rivalries in the region. Following a diplomatic development that sent shockwaves through global politics, we now take you live to our coverage of the Iran peace talks stalemate. Good evening, I'm your Name, and this is a special report from our global news desk. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris's highly anticipated trip to Pakistan for peace talks with Iranian officials has hit a snag. According to a U.S. official familiar with the situation, the meeting was put on hold after Tehran failed to respond to American negotiating positions. This development comes at a critical time when tensions between Washington and Tehran remain high. The two nations have been locked in a bitter dispute over Iran's nuclear program, and recent incidents, such as the downing of an American drone by Iranian forces, have further strained relations. Harris had traveled to Pakistan with plans to meet with Pakistani officials before proceeding to Iran for talks aimed at reducing tensions between the United States and the Islamic Republic. The U.S. hopes that a negotiated settlement can help ease the conflict and prevent any future miscalculations by either side. The delay in Harris's trip is seen as an indication of just how far apart Washington and Tehran are on key issues. Iranian officials have consistently rejected American demands for greater concessions, arguing that their nuclear program is a sovereign matter that cannot be dictated to them. The situation remains fluid, with the U.S. official indicating that Harris's trip could still go ahead at short notice. However, the delay has raised concerns in Washington about the prospects for peace and the potential for further escalation in the region. Following a significant escalation in tensions with Iran, the U.S. military has ordered nearly 36 vessels to alter their course and avoid certain ports. The United States has directed 28 vessels to turn around and return to port under a naval blockade imposed on ships entering or exiting Iranian ports. This move comes after the U.S. maintained its naval presence in the region since last week, which Tehran described as a violation of a ceasefire agreement reached with the U.S. According to Central Command, the U.S. has been enforcing this blockade since the start of the restrictions, citing concerns over Iran's military activities and missile tests. The blockade is seen as an effort to pressure Iran into complying with the terms of the ceasefire deal, which includes the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz to maritime traffic. Iran, on the other hand, claims that it has reversed course and reopened the strait to ships after initially restricting vessel movements. However, tensions have grown as both sides have accused each other of violating the ceasefire agreement. U.S. President Donald Trump has also weighed in, accusing Iran of breaching the deal numerous times. The situation remains volatile, with U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance set to travel to Pakistan for new talks on the crisis. The visit is expected to include envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, although Iran has not confirmed participation. For its part, Tehran demands that the blockade be lifted as a precondition for any further negotiations. The situation matters because it highlights ongoing tensions between the U.S. and Iran in the Middle East. The conflict has significant implications for global energy markets and regional security. With the ceasefire deal set to expire on Wednesday, the situation is likely to remain tense until a resolution can be reached. As tensions between the U.S. and Iran continue to escalate, a surprising beneficiary of this growing conflict has emerged in Russia's economy. Russia's earnings from fossil fuel exports have reached a two-year high, with income of €713 million a day and tax receipts of €7.4 billion for the month of March, according to the Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air. This is significant because it marks a major financial windfall for Russia, largely due to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and the subsequent global oil price surge caused by President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal. The war in Ukraine has had a profound impact on global energy markets, driving up prices and benefiting Russia's energy exports. Moscow's fossil fuel earnings have more than doubled since 2014, with the country now earning billions of dollars every month. This is not only a boon for Russia's economy, but also a major financial victory for President Vladimir Putin. The conflict in Ukraine has had far-reaching consequences, including a significant impact on global energy markets and trade. The war has disrupted oil supplies from the Middle East and North Africa, leading to higher prices and benefiting Russia's energy exports. This, in turn, has helped to boost Putin's economy and further solidify his position as a major world leader. As the conflict in Ukraine continues to escalate, it remains to be seen how long this surge in Russian earnings will last. However, one thing is clear: the ongoing war is having a profound impact on global energy markets and trade, and Russia is reaping significant financial rewards. As tensions between Washington and Tehran escalate, former U.S. President Donald Trump has issued a warning that America is poised to re-enter the Iran deal. U.S. President Donald Trump has confirmed that Washington used the ceasefire period with Iran to replenish its weapons stockpiles, as tensions between the two nations remain high. The U.S. had seized an Iranian-flagged cargo ship, Tuska, on Sunday after it refused to comply with blockade directions. According to Trump, Tehran is also believed to have done the same, attempting to move missiles during the ceasefire period. However, the U.S. president claims that Iran's actions have been violating the truce numerous times. A possible currency arrangement with the United Arab Emirates is currently under consideration, according to Trump. The two-week ceasefire is set to end on Wednesday evening Washington time, and a new round of talks is expected in Islamabad, where U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance will be joined by envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. Iran has not officially confirmed its participation in these talks, having demanded the lifting of the U.S. naval blockade as a precondition. The deadlock over the ceasefire and the ongoing tensions between Iran and the U.S. have raised concerns about the potential for military action. The situation is highly sensitive, with Trump warning that he is ready to go on resuming strikes if prospects for a signed deal fail to materialize. The U.S. president has previously stated that any deal would surpass the 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action and provide the U.S. with Iran's nuclear capabilities in a much more unfriendly form. That's all for today's news recap. We'll continue to bring you updates on the Iran crisis as it unfolds. Thanks for watching, and we appreciate your interest in staying informed. If you'd like to stay up to date on our coverage, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Join us tomorrow for more news and analysis from around the world.